not breathing at 454, 454 South J. John. Front car is I-4, cross street is Woolley Road. Subject is a 42-year-old male. Information, he has a history of heart problems. Emergency medical dispatch in progress. Ambulance responding.
Oxnard Engine 2 responding.
Engine 2 responding. Oxnard Engine 1, Squad 1 injury accident. Victoria Avenue and Woolley Road. Run card is H3. 3 calls received. 1 RP advising a vehicle is overturned with 2 trapped victims. PD ambulance responding.
Oxnard Engine 1 responding. Would you just find what a 10 for Squad on this call?
Engine 1 responding. Captain 110.
Oxnard Squad 1 responding.
Squad 1 responding.
Welcome to Fireline. I'm your host, Richard Hodge. Tonight we have a very interesting show. It's on the Kids Fire Safety House. We're going to tell you all about it, who can use it, where it's been found, the men that are responsible for bringing us the Kids Fire Safety House. We have 2 gentlemen here tonight with us tonight, a veteran firefighter and a rookie firefighter. That's a first for the show. But before we get into the show, City of Oxnard Fire Department has an ongoing recycling program for oil. You can pick up one of these recycling containers at any of the 6 Oxnard Fire Department fire stations at no cost to you. Fill it up, and we'll even tell you where to get rid of it. Before I get to my guest, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Summertime. A time for fun, sun, and danger. Remember, only refuel your lawnmower when the engine is off and cool. When barbecuing, use only charcoal lighter fluid. Once the coals have been lit, never add more fuel to the fire. Remember that temperatures inside a parked car can be dangerously hot. Always test plastic or leather seats before placing a child into the car. And make sure to check the metal parts of the seatbelt before fastening. It's always a good idea to wear sandals or foot coverings. You can severely burn your feet on the hot sand or tarred pavement. When spending time in the sun, use a lotion with sunscreen. And make sure to follow the instructions on the label.
Whether it's a minor sunburn or a major injury, careless accidents can ruin summer fun. Hi, I'm Manny Lopez, Mayor of Oxnard, hoping you'll enjoy the summer heat without getting burnt.
Welcome back to the Firehouse. I'd like to introduce my guest for tonight's show, Battalion Chief Terry McCannnly. Terry, welcome to the show.
Pleasure, thank you.
And rookie Martin Aguilar.
Pleasure to be here.
Welcome to the show. Terry, tell me something about yourself, your career, and what you're doing.
Well, about 25 years with the City of Oxnard Fire, and I'm a suppression battalion chief. I have some auxiliary assignments, equipment, communications, and so forth. I had the pleasure to do the fundraising for the Kids Safety House, which we're going to talk about on this program. Married and have a daughter.
That's good. You're doing good. Martin, elaborate on your career with the City of Oxnard Fire Department.
Well, definitely, Richard. You got it right when you said rookie. By your 2 standards here, I definitely am a rookie. I've been a firefighter with the Oxnard Fire Department for 20 months now, which is a relatively short time. Learning new things every day. I'm a hazardous materials technician, and I'm out of the firehouse at Station 5 in La Colonia.
Great. 20 months. He's got it down in months. Terry, how did you get involved in Kids Fire Safety House?
Well, a staff meeting one day, we were talking about it, and Chief Coggin was new to the fire department, and he had something similar in Washington. For a couple of years, we've been seeing ads for these houses through our periodical magazines. So it came up at a staff meeting. I said, "Yeah, let's take a look at it. You know, we could use it. Our goal in the community of Oxnard is fire prevention, and public education is a major part of that. And this is the best public education tool there is. So with Michael Leary's assistance, we took a look and thought, while we didn't have a budget for a kids' safety house, which was about $35,000, we thought that we could probably do some fundraising and come up with enough cash to buy it.
This is the first time that Oxnard Fire Department has went out and asked the public for money for one of our programs. I know Aguilar doesn't remember, but Max Engelking was our really last fire prevention officer before our budget restraints got so bad that we cut out Big Red, we cut out all of our programs that had to deal with the kids.
Junior Fire Marshal.
It was a great program.
Yeah, those were eliminated. But we really, when we took a good close look at the kids' fire safety house, we couldn't pass it up, so we decided to make the effort and go out to the community and see if we could raise enough money to buy this kids' safety house. And we did. And several months we had the money. You know, tremendous support by the community. And we have ongoing costs, we'll talk about a little later, to keep this thing running, but there is no budget for it. We use on-duty personnel to operate it, and it's working out tremendously.
Martine, you're relatively new to the program. The kids' fire safety house is at your fire station, correct?
Correct.
How do you feel about your involvement with the kids' fire safety house?
I'll tell you, Richard, it's very rewarding. I'm one of the lucky firefighters. I get to interact with the kids constantly when we take the kids' safety house to a local school or a function. And it's amazing how much a kid will retain if he not only sees something and has a chance to practice hands-on. The reward I get is hearing the feedback not only from the kids but from the parents.
Tell me some of the functions of the kids' fire safety house.
Okay, some of the things we do with the kids' safety house, we'll teach kids about home fire hazards. An example would be electrical cords underneath a carpet. Maybe they have a heater that is placed somewhere next to a jacket or something that'll burn. We'll teach kids how to look for these things so when they go home they have a trained eye and they can educate their family.
Teach kids how to find out if a door is hot?
Oh, definitely. We'll teach the kids what to do in a fire environment, demystify how a fire works so that they don't injure themselves or their family members. We'll teach the kids how to touch the door for heat using the back of their hand, not touching the doorknob so they don't burn their hand if the door is hot. We educate the kids on, very important, on having a fire escape plan. Every home should have a fire escape plan. If you don't have one, after the show, sit down with your family and draw out a fire escape plan.
Fire escape plans, fire safety plans are very important in anybody's household. And it may sound so corny, you know, okay, we're going to practice this, but it's never going to happen to us. An earthquake is never going to happen to us either. Right. I mean, this stuff happens every day in the city of Oxnard. You got to know how to get out of your house. And I've been around the kids' fire safety house, and kids, they are enthusiastic about this thing. They love this thing.
Yeah, they do. They really do, Richard.
It's a great training tool. Tell me about some of the programs we're doing right now with the kids' fire safety. This is just not limited to the city of Oxnard.
No, in fact, the response has been tremendous throughout the county. It's been 1,000 Oaks, it's been Ventura, been to Camarillo. We've got requests to take it to Ojai. Orange County wants it. You know, this is the first one of its kind on the West Coast. And they've got several other kinds on the West Coast, but it's the first one of the Duncan Fire Safety House on the West Coast, and it is unique to fire departments. So it's going almost every day somewhere, and that's the goal. We want to put as many kids and adults, and there is a message in here for adults, through this as we can, because our goal is to stamp out any kind of fire deaths when they have. So
what is the actual target age for children for the kids' fire safety house?
Well, we'd like to hit every third grade class in the city of Oxnard. But besides the schools, we are doing special events, block parties, you name it, we take it there. And although we did turn down Orange County, it was a little too far. But just a tremendous support. The adults love it as well as kids. and it is busy all the time. We've got a lot of support from the firefighters because they can see the value in it also. They don't like to go to fires where we have deaths, and this is a major tool in eliminating that.
Well, it teaches the kids so much to do. It teaches them 911. It teaches them fire alarms. It teaches them what to do in smoke. And you know, you can tell somebody what to do in smoke, but the kids' fire safe house, we can fill it up full of smoke. That it's non-toxic. It won't hurt anybody, and they really get a kick out of it. You know, it's fun for them, but then they really can understand what happens in a fire and why you shouldn't open doors, why you should get out windows. And if you're ever in a fire, you got a family member in a fire, and you get out of the house, don't ever go back into a house that's on fire. That's our job. We're going to have to wind this up for a second because we're going to have to break, and after this break, we'll be right back.
Every family should be prepared in the event of a fire in their house.
Troops?
This means making sure all the family members know how to exit the house and under different situations when the smoke alarm sounds. How to check a closed door for heat before opening it. Making sure everyone knows how to stay as low to the floor as possible when there's smoke in the house. If you have a two-story house, you should have an escape ladder and know how to use it. And remember, every good escape plan should include a meeting place a safe distance away from the house.
Planning your escape in case of fire doesn't have to be a military drill. Hi, I'm Manny Lopez, Mayor of Oxnard, urging you and your family to develop an effective escape plan. Be smart and safe. Don't get caught with no way out.
Welcome back to the firehouse. Martine wants me to ask him a question. Martine, how about smoke detectors?
I'm glad you asked that, Richard. I wanted to back up a little bit and remind everyone that in the fire department we have a very important tool that we use, and that's everyone's smoke detector. I want to remind everyone that we need to check those smoke detectors every month and change those batteries twice a year. And maybe after the show would be a good opportunity to do that.
What happens if you don't, if your batteries are dead in the smoke detector, what happens?
Well, we've had a lot of injuries, Richard, because of that. People maybe put their smoke detector next to the kitchen and because of that, get a lot of nuisance alarms, disconnect the battery, and when a real fire starts, there's no protection.
Great. Change your batteries, check your smoke detectors, push the little button, see if it beeps, change your batteries twice a year. Good time to change them. Every time we have daylight savings time, clock changes. Change your batteries. We're going to wrap this up. We have to go to video. I'm going to show you some video that was taken this last year about the kids' fire safety house, and then Martine's going to think of another question for me before he comes back. So, can we have that video, please? Welcome back to Fireline. I'm here with a great bunch of kids in the Oxnard Fire Safety House. I'm here with Chris, and Chris is going to demonstrate how to touch a door, to find out if it's hot, and then what you do after you touch the door. Chris, do it.
Well, first, if there's smoke coming out, you go to the door and touch it. If it's hot, then you crawl through the window, and if you have a ladder, you get out of it. And if it's not hot, that means there's no fire, it's just smoke.
So this is the reason you do it, because you don't want to open a door if the door is hot and there's smoke in the other room. Is that correct, Chris?
Yeah, that's correct.
What do you kids think? In a big voice, tell me all at one time. What do you think? If the door's hot, do you open the door?
No!
What do you do? We're here with Katie, Patrick, Kelly, Chris, Stacy, Caroline, Valerie, and Darlin. Right, hon? Darlin. I know I'm going to say that name. What do you guys think of the kids' safety house? What do you think of it?
I think it's neat because we can learn more about fire.
Do you think you can learn things that will save your life?
Yeah.
Patrick, what do you think?
I think that it's really cool because it saves people's lives and it could save mine.
I understand that your dad went back and looked at the fire safety house before we bought it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? Chris, what do you think?
I like it because it's small and it's hot to the grown-ups, so they can't stay in it for a long time. So they can't bother us.
Stacy, what do you think about it?
It's neat because it's so small and that you can learn how to get out of a firehouse without getting burnt or anything.
Isn't this great? Katie, in case of a fire, we have a fire. What's the first thing you do? Your bedroom's closed, and you see a little smoke coming in the door. What would you do in case of a fire?
I'd feel the door to see if it's hot or not, and then if it is hot, I don't open it.
That's the first thing you don't do. You don't want to open the doors. Patrick, after you felt the door's too hot, you know you're not going to do it. What would you do then?
I'd climb out the window.
Good answer, kids. In a second or two, we're going to start the smoke machine because this simulates what an actual fire would be like. In the fire safety house, the doors are actually heated. They will get hot, so the children you can touch the doors and you know what the door feels like. To actually feel a door that's really hot, because you can't really experience this. Firefighters do it all the time because we come up to the door and we feel the doors before we go into buildings, because if it's really hot and you open that door, you want to get down low. You don't want to stay up high. You want to get down low because you want that heat to come over. But in your case, don't ever open the door. And the fire safety house is going to teach you children how to do this. And you are a very good looking bunch of kids. Stacy, what would you do?
I'd go over to the door and feel it, and then if it's hot, I'd go out the window, and then but first I'd check if there's a ladder out the window. Good
answer. Could we start the smoke? See what some of the smoke looks like when it comes into the fire safety house? And could I have a volunteer to be the one that's going to go out the window first? Patrick, you're going to go out first, but you can't. Oh, wait a minute. What's happening here? Well, so we've already touched the door. The door's too hot. Patrick, what are you going to do?
You're going to climb out the window.
Go for it, son.
I'm glad this doesn't stink. A little does.
Okay. Now, this is a great example of what the fire safety house is used for and how children can learn how to use it. If I was a little smaller, I'd go out the window, too.
Yeah.
But
only if you're...
You can't go out the window. Here comes Katie. I tell you, this house has a lot of children in it. This could be a school or something. How was it, Kelly? Getting hot now? I'm here at the celebration. Great video. I had a lot of fun making this. The kids in this video, they all belong to firefighters. I mean, if you can really own a kid, they're firefighters' kids. And they really had, Michael Leary's kids are in there, and they had a really good time making this thing. Terry, I want you to thank some people, because I know you want to thank them, that donated money to make the fire safety house possible.
Good, thank you. And these are the we had a lot of private donations. We had donations that would run the gamut from as high as $5,000. We had one time where I like to tell this story. A little kid rode up on his bike and he said, Mr. Fireman, here's $1 for the kids' fire safety house. You know, so we that made us pretty happy.
That's great.
We ran the gamut from $1 and some change to $5,000. I would like to thank some companies and some people in Oxnard and the surrounding communities for the help. BLT Enterprises, Oxnard Elks Lodge, Martin B. Smith and Associates, Rasnick and Sons, Oxnard Firefighters Association, Ventura County Firefighters Association, Southern California Gas Company, Ambassadors, Oxnard Kiwanis, the Price Club, Gold Coast Ambulance, Procter & Gamble, Oxnard Chamber of Commerce, Pioneer Bakery, Knights of Columbus, McDonald's of Oxnard, J&J Auto Body, Oxnard Credit Union, Twin Centers Mall, Amgen of Thousand Oaks, Channel Islands Rotary, Ventura City Firefighters Association, Roy and Jerry Furr, Saturn of Oxnard, Haywood and Helen Merricks, Shopping at the Rose, Santa Clara Elementary School, Edison. They just donated us a tow vehicle for the kids' safety house, and we're painting it and fixing it up right now. So that was a valuable contribution from the Edison company. McGrath, RHD Partners, AAA Propane, OPD Venture, Alcatraz Catering, Oxnard Auto Center Association, Standard Pacific of California, Haas Automation, Ventura, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and we had a lot more than that, but these are the main ones, and we're putting some acknowledgments on the safety house.
I'm sure if we had a live audience right now, they'd be clapping out there and they'd be whipping it up. Thank you very much. You know, you are taxpayers and you pay our salaries, and it's a time where you come across with a community, because fire prevention is everybody's business. And you got to teach kids young to prevent fires and to be safer in the home. And I know the kids are going to come home and say, let's have a fire safety plan, because it's a really good program. Gentlemen, sometimes it's hard. Thanks for being on the show.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure, Richard.
Had a great time with you. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
While cooking can be fun, it can also be dangerous. The following tips can help you and your family prevent unwanted burns and injuries. If children are present, keep them away from hot liquids. Turn pot handles away from their reach, or use rear burners. And always cover pots and pans with appropriate lids. Hot grease can not only cause severe burns, but it can easily start a fire. Always have a fire extinguisher in a convenient location. If a burn should occur, never apply butter or oil. Cool a burn with cold running tap water. For serious burns, seek medical attention immediately. When using the microwave, read and carefully follow the directions on the back of the package. Use microwave-safe dishes and containers, and always use a pot holder.
Kitchen safety is no laughing matter. Hi, I'm Manuel Lopez, Mayor of Oxnard. Keep your cool in the kitchen. Be smart and safe. Don't get burned.
Sorry.
Welcome back to the Firehouse. Had some great guests tonight. Before we get on with the show, I'd like a special thanks to Ralph Fester and the Elks Club. Ralph Fester is a retired fire captain from the City of Oxnard Fire Department, and they did a lot to help the kids' fire safety house. We're going to go to the portion of our show that we call City Update. Can we have that video, please? On this, this is a wreck out on Victoria and Doris. We have 5 agencies working here: Ventura County, we have the City of Oxnard, CBC, Gold Coast Ambulance, actually 6. We have the Highway Patrol and the City of Oxnard Police Force. This woman was hit from behind and pushed out into Victoria. She's trapped in the car. You see a lot of people feverishly working because she was really trapped in this car. Matter of fact, our sound man is on top of the hood there. He's trying to help free this woman. Got the paramedics working on her. We've got the Jaws of Life going. We got the cutters going. Matter of fact, we're actually using 2 sets of Jaws of Life right now. See a lot of people, but it takes a lot of people to keep a command structure going, make sure we get medical attention to this person. But there is a tragic end in this story. There's probably 35 people here and working on trying to get her out of this car and save her life, but she later on died from the injuries that she sustained in this crash. It's really tragic when somebody dies, and especially somebody that was just sitting at a stop sign waiting to get across the street. But we really do thank all the paramedics and the firefighters who participated and gave so much to try to get this individual out of this car and save her life. As you can see, there wasn't a whole lot left of the car. I mean, that was, you know, we usually don't get to video. This is Roger Muchmore's video from Jones Intercable, and he was so kind to let us use it for the show, City Update portion. We try to get our own videos sometimes, but we're usually too busy working to be able to get in and do it. Our next one, our next video on the City Update portion of the show, we have to show, if you've seen the 4th of July show, I was doing the preaching about shooting fireworks off and being safe and sane. If you bought your fireworks in Fillmore, shoot them off in Fillmore. There was a fire in Ojai in the middle of July. Got some video on it. It was traced back to kids playing with fireworks. And if you could run that video, we'll show you what happens when kids play with fireworks, and especially this time of year. Great fire danger. It's the chaparral's real dry. We had 6 or 7 agencies working on this fire. We have not only forestry, but we had Ventura City, we had Ventura County, we had Oxnard City. We had 2 different air attack groups working here. Ventura County helicopters, Air National Guard. And you know, you see, it first started, and you think, well, they're going to put this thing out. Already within the first 10 minutes, the fire's doubled in size. It's in real hilly terrain, and to get staffing in, to get manpower in there to cut fire breaks, real hot day, they were having trouble breaching the canyons, getting in, and the only thing they're using right now is still air support. Later on in the video, you'll see that the dozers start coming in, you start getting your staffing levels up, the command posts are set up. Because some people are playing with fireworks, this is probably, before, I didn't really get the end estimate on it, but I think it was $1.5 million in cost to the taxpayers just to put this fire out. See the bulldozers in there, and when you see the large fixed-wing aircraft, it costs a lot of money for that aircraft to fly. Helicopters cost a lot of money for them to fly. It's about $500 an hour. But you know, you see, here comes a fixed-wing aircraft. We call them boron bombers. They drop a fire-retardant material that's a fertilizer in it, and also sometimes they put seeds in it. So once they put the fire out, fertilizes the hillsides and puts green grass back on them to cover them. Because you know, once it's all burned off, you end up with a problem with the floods when the rains hit. Fixed-wing aircraft are really impressive. You watch them fly. It's even more impressive if you're underneath one of those when they drop that fire retardant on you. If you're in a fire truck, it only takes about 5 days to get your fire truck clean. Dozer crews, a lot of brave people running them dozers. They're all right up in the middle of the fire. Dozers don't go very fast. Hand crews, if you're not in the wrong place of these, you can't outrun these fires. You know, we lose a lot of people every year to first fires. Little command structure, a few trucks everybody's using. See all the command guys over there, probably drinking coffee, nice and warm. Looks good. I want to thank everybody that was on the Ojai fire. Everybody did a real fine job up there, but remember, you know, you can't say it enough. We're in a fire season. This is a wildfire season. Fire danger, it's bad. We're gonna have to break, but we'll be right back.
Was the holiday season, and all through the town, families were getting ready so their homes wouldn't burn down. Securely fastened and filled with water, your Christmas tree should be. A dry tree will burn more easily. Outdoor lights for outdoors are what you should use. UL-approved lights are the only ones you should choose. All cords should be checked and replaced, whether indoor or out. You'll surely prevent any danger, without a doubt. But remember, most of all, when you follow these clues, never overload your household circuits. You may blow a fuse. Decking the halls and trimming the tree, what a joyous treat. Make sure to keep flammables away from any source of heat. If leaving the house or resting your head, switch off the lights before going to bed. Happy holidays to all, and to all a good night.
Season's greetings from our family to yours. Hi, I'm Manuel Lopez, Mayor of Oxnard, wishing you and your family a safe and happy holiday.
Welcome back to the firehouse and the end of the show. Before I go around thanking everybody like I usually do, we're a little short-handed here at the firehouse tonight, and my daughter Jessica, she came and she ran camera 3 for us during the show. It's quite an honor for me to have her. She also just graduated from college. She got her bachelor's degree in environmental resources. But this is a proud dad. Anyway, back to the show. Fireline Firefighter Television is produced by firefighters on their off-duty time for you, the viewing public, the taxpayers who support the fire departments. So we do this on our own time to make a better show for all of you. Fireline is not only educational, it's informational, and we hope it's entertaining. So until next week, we'll see you later.
Engine 6, Squad 6, stand by for emergency traffic.
Go ahead for engine 6.
Oxnard Engine 6, Squad 6, vessel aground in the surf. Manly Beach Road at Whitecap Street. Run card is J4. Switch to the Coast Guard frequency Alpha 21. PD ambulance responding to information. Call came through the Coast Guard.
Engine 6 copy, engine 6 responding, switching to Coast Guard frequency. Squad 6 responding, switching to Coast Guard frequency.
Squad 6 responding. Oxnard Engine 1, Engine 5, Squad 1, Truck 1, Battalion 2. Structure fire at 10156, 10156, C. Charles Street. Cross Street is 3rd Street, run card is B4. RP's advised there's a